Welcome everyone. Thank you for being here. It's good to see you. This is the last session of the conference, and this is where it's really all about you. It's our really joy and pleasure to come to begin the conferences and then come to the end of them so that we really close the conference as a community and also inviting all of you to participate. I want to thank you all for being all in for the conference. And I want to thank the presenters. We just closed the last session with Angelo Dilullo and Eshwar. They were fantastic. They were amazing. And there was over 500 people that attended that session. And then it closed, I think, down to about four something, but it was those guys are amazing. I was just telling Lisa in the green room that those guys, they have a radar. They have like an intuitive radar that where they can see the subtle stuckness, the subtle blocks to someone that's so close to having an awakening experience, a moksha or a kensho. And Angelo is brilliant about that. And I'll just say that his book Awake you could use that book in a college environment. His book Awake is the clearest, most clear outline of the different aspects, all the different ways that we keep ourselves from having an awakening, and then what awakening looks like when it's occurring. So helpful. So this closing session is 90 minutes. And first, I want to say thank you to all of you that attended the conference and that were in all of these sessions. We've had from 400 to 900 people attending these sessions all weekend. I want to thank the presenters. I want to thank all the hosts, the staff, and everyone that made it possible, and you. And this is going to be a time where we just reflect on what took place for you this weekend. I'm going to pass the mic to Lisa, my wife, and just invite her to take part in this closing session.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bill. And just so good to see all of you. I just have you on gallery view. And, this conference started in 2020. Bill Free had the idea when everybody was in lockdown mode and COVID mode, and the world just, was just in this place where no one was traveling anymore. He did the first conference, and I can remember it. Like, I remember it was like so much work. It was like it was the first it had been done. The number of Zoom rooms that have to be purchased to make it all seem on the participant side effortless. The hosts, the number of hosts for every class, for every presenter, so it's just been like to see 4 years of this and to see this one. And I've been pretty much in the background on a lot of them. And one of my favorite parts is watching you. Like, I have my video off when I wasn't teaching, but I would just look at the gallery, and I was so happy because so many just resting. Alice, I'm looking at you right now. You're one of them. Just so many. Donna, I'm looking at you. Pauline, Shelley, Darlene, Carla. I mean, it's just so many of you I've seen resting in the chair, being so present with what was being presented, just what that total presence that you brought here. So I really just want to just thank you for joining this weekend. And what a gift. And thank you to Bill Free and to the Center of Awakening and for the Pure Presence Productions. Lindsay Free, Bill's daughter, has been behind the scenes all weekend. Marie Chase, the two of them have spent months, 6 months behind the scenes for the things that it takes to make it look like this was nothing. And so I just want to really just bless and honor and acknowledge just the love and the care that has gone into this just amazing weekend. And so, like Bill said, this isn't a teaching class, this is a final session, which is for you. And so, having done these for 4 years, we always had these community gatherings, and it's just one of my favorite parts because we want to hear from you now. We want to hear from you, and you can post in the chat board what was your favorite part, any ahas. If you want to share something, there's a raised hand feature. I know my Zoom got updated today, so it's on mine, it's a heart at the bottom of the screen. You can just click that heart and you'll see raise hands. You can raise your hand.
Well, there's
Uh,
a raised hand next to it too.
Oh, okay. Well, it
Yeah.
just depends what kind of Zoom thing you have. But if everybody can just keep just mindful of the time, we have 90 minutes. So just to kind of, if you can, keep it short, and we'll take as many as we can. And then if there's extra time at the end, if you wanted to share more, you can come back in. But I
Yeah.
see there's a door.
Well, what was your favorite takeaway? And I saw a comment asking for the survey to be linked to be dropped back in there, and we'll drop a link back in the chat for the survey. We'd love to have you take advantage of that. And also, if you fill out the survey, you might get a free Evolve. You might get the Evolve membership for a year for free just for doing that, where I think we're going to pick a winner on November 25th, just so that gives a kind of a incentive to fill it out. One, and then also there's a 20% discount on the replays if you fill it out. There you get some kind of a code to discount the replay price by 20%. So thank you for doing that. And also, if you don't want to come on on the video and you want to put something in the chat, we'll be reading all of that. And we appreciate your involvement in this closing session. And Isidore, come on down. See if we can spotlight you. Hi, Isidore.
Hey,
Hey.
you guys, I feel like I want to send you guys a big bouquet of flowers. Honestly, I've been to every one of these conferences and it wouldn't be possible for me to miss them. It's just I leave them feeling so filled with love and like this is possible. This is possible to awaken in this lifetime. Gosh, I didn't think I was going to get all choked up here. Anyway, I think my biggest takeaway was from Amoda Maa. A couple of days ago, I wrote down something that was important to me. Somebody said, talking about when we meet with other people, I'm excited to see who you are instead of who I think you are. And so a couple hours into the conference on Saturday morning, a friend stopped by. I was babysitting his dog. And I found myself looking at him very softly. And it was as if I took his whole being into my being. And it was just an amazing experience. It was so beautiful. So when she said that, that we need to look at everything with a soft gaze. I went, boing, that's what I just did. And so that was my biggest takeaway. Thanks, you guys. Love you.
No,
Thank you so
thank
much,
you,
Isadora.
Elizabeth.
I absolutely love that. And what's cool about this session, this final session, nobody could possibly go to all the sessions because there were presenters, at the same time frame. So often when people share things in this session, we all get to hear it because I didn't hear that. And we all get to really experience that of something practical that I could do. Just as you were saying that, I felt myself softening as you were speaking. I also feel myself choking up. So if I cry in this 90 minutes, thank you so much, because it's just joy. It's just this total energy. And wow, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, Jenny, come on
Hi,
down. Price is right.
thank you. Um, I guess I'll just quickly say what it is that spoke to me the most was the interactions and it's not a passive listening, though I've experienced most of you speakers on YouTube or your own channels or where I'm just passively, you wouldn't know I'm here, right? And just that added element of camera on really does, I feel more a part of it, even though the last two sessions I attended, my camera didn't work, which it's working now. But yeah, I really love the questions and how that brought out different aspects in each speaker by responding to live people. So thank you so much. It was wonderful.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I love that part too. I'm so busy, I don't really get to participate as close because I'm trying to manage it, but I love to see and hear the interactions, the awesome questions, the depth of the questions. You're clear, people come to these conferences with a heart open and ready, available, and also participating. The interaction, even in the chat, it's tame. It's not, it's really a quality conversation between the audience that's here for the same purpose. And that's, Lisa and I, our life is about helping the world awaken. Our life is about is here. First of all, we're all here to awaken. And then once you have established that understanding, it's time to go out and share it with others. And this is the way we do it. We don't proselytize. We don't care if you come, but if you come, we want you to we want to bring you to the table where you can have whatever is helping you to have a deeper awakening experience, or maybe your first glimpse, your first, or even the clarity. If you're just maybe struggling with some of the language of the teachings, whether it's the Course in Miracles or the direct path or whatever, the idea is that we bring a variety of teachers and content so that it's not just for one tradition, but it's for all traditions. And you can be an atheist, you can be someone who doesn't believe any of it, or you can be a Catholic, you can be a Buddhist, you can be a Course in Miracles, you can be a monk. We want to serve everyone's wherever you are, wherever you are in the spectrum. And so thank you for allowing us to have a place that we can share this for the world.
Well, yeah, I'd say you're successful because I identify as a nothing. So that was good. I don't have a one tradition myself. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
successful. I
good.
got a lot out of
Awesome.
every speaker.
Thank you. Okay, Donna Lou. Let's see, where are you? There you are. Hi, Donna Lou.
Hi, I just wanted to say thank you. First, this is my first attending one of these, and it was very deepening. One of the things that happened, and I don't know when, or as I think it was just listening, I did a total immersion. I attended everything and then watched the movies at night. So it was a total immersion weekend. And it was perfect. But what happened was a seeing that when I was resting with something, that I wasn't including, like the me was here in my head looking down. And that really came to the fore, that both of that sense of self in the head and sense of self as body were in this, in this bigger container. It was very subtle. It was super subtle, but super important for the seeing. And my time with you, Lisa, was really good, because I don't meet very many people who have had the experience of intensity and pain and sick and all that. So to hear you just kind of lightened that ability, to that willingness to rest with even this, and with a curiosity that's been building over time. But just that capacity grows, and the intensity grows, and the capacity grows, and I just feel like it was a capacity. My capacity got bigger in that, so I appreciate that. And I'm a singer-songwriter, and I have a funny song that I think people might enjoy, so I'd like to share it in the chat as a little smile to end it. It's called "If I Were Enlightened." There you go. Just my way of saying thank you. So thank you very much.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much. I love hearing, sometimes with the replays, and there's 27 sessions, so it's a lot in a 3-day period. And I know it's so cool to say, okay, I'm doing it this weekend, and anybody could do it like next weekend also. But I know that as time goes on, it's sort of like, oh yeah, I have those recordings, and then they don't get watched. So I think it's so cool. I did the same thing. Like, I watched the Muji video last night. I watched the Francis Lucille one after it was over. And and all the different voices, all the different expressions, all saying the same thing, but coming from very The Course in Miracles. It's just like so lovely to be all in one space, and just, yeah, very grateful.
And if you'd like me to be a host next year, I'd love to.
Oh, there you go, Bill. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll give you I'll contact you. That sounds really good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Hey, Didier.
Hey, thank
Hey.
you, Lisa and Bill, for creating this opportunity to be here. And it's like a dream coming true from many years to connect with people all over the world that have a passion for truth. And yeah, there was a deep yearning for that. So I think these are amazing times that will come. Of opportunities to awaken a lot of people. And I have this yearning also. I don't have that first shift. I remember that, but there was from a young age that yearning. What I really feel is a deep gratitude and the presence of love and compassion and all those talks. And yeah, also Friday with the diet meditation from Dan Schmidt. To really be in the private rooms with people from all over the world. That was amazing, not knowing each other, but on the other side, knowing each other from another place. from that love and that recognition and that compassion for each other's dark nights of the soul and then deep grief and also the joy of just being. So it really felt very connected. Also the talk with Amoda Maa. She was also amazing with that presence and softness, living in softness, the soft gaze, very moving. Also this talk with Angelo and Eshwar. And I text message Angelo a couple of weeks ago, of months ago, why don't you connect people all over the world who has awakened, create this, and now this happened. So very grateful for that this is coming up in our consciousness and that you are willing to give your lives to this awakening. So thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Didier. And it was really nice. Yeah, I enjoyed your questions in the sessions that I was part of, and these words that you speak, this is music to my ears because this is why we do this. We break even on these most of the time we lose money on the conferences. So it's music to my ears to hear the benefits that they have for people that come, because we don't do them to make money. We do the conferences. The speakers, they come, and if some of their audience comes, they make a little bit of money on the replays. Otherwise, they come for free, and we do this for the purpose to support people in the awakening experience. And thank you for being part of it, my brother.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
what you just said was music to my ears also. Thank you so much. And, again, I like the variety of presenters. And, Dan Schmidt I'd never heard of him before this year. And he's one of the filmmakers in the documentary with Bill Furey and Leif Heimbold that Dan Schmidt does, Awaken the World Together. And Bill has become very good friends with Dan, and Bill's been over the past year been helping with some of the dyads, and I'd never heard of that before. Like I'd never knew, and so Bill would be all day because Dan he does this all weekend. He'll do 3-day, 7-day things online, and then the meditations. Bill would open the computer in our kitchen and I'd make them lunch and I would just listen and see all the people from around the world. And like, to me, that's the beauty of these conferences. And I like that there has been the decision to keep them free so that people can come on the weekend. Because now whoever anyone resonates, you can go find, like Angelo Dilullo, and you can go find what else are they offering. And most of these presenters offer weekly things for a very low price, free scholarships, whatever it is. And so, and what you're saying too of like the young age that you are, like the awakening's happening. And there's just a lot of people in this world that are having that experience, and to be able to find someone that can support that awakening and to be able to interact with them. So I really just want to thank you for all that you just shared.
Yeah. Thank you,
Thank you very
Didi.
much, you both.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Same to you. All right, Patricia.
Yes. My goodness. This was a synchronistic event for me. I had no idea about this. I saw non-duality, and I've been a student of Rupert's for about 5 years. And I thought, well, that could be interesting. If I had known it had anything to do with A Course in Miracles, I would have said no. Well, guess what? After Kevin's talk, I am going to do the Course in Miracles. Really, and Brother John too. I mean,
You mean
Brother
Keith? You mean Keith? Keith talk. Keith Kavanagh.
Kevin. Yeah.
No, not
And
Kevin. Keith
Keith,
Kavanagh. Yeah,
thank you.
yeah,
Thank you for the
yeah,
correction.
yeah.
And also Brother Francis. My
Yes,
goodness.
yes, I know.
And I live in Mexico. So am I planning on visiting? Yes, I am. Just amazing.
Oh yeah.
I want to thank you. I would not have been able to afford it if it hadn't, if it, I'm one of those people who's on a fixed income, retired in Mexico, right? I would not have been able to afford it. So I am so grateful to both of you. I
Uh,
really am.
that's
And
so
if there's
great.
anything, I would be glad to
Yeah,
host and anything I can do to help because this is too important for it not to continue. So
that's
please
so great.
consider whatever it is
Yeah,
I can do to be of assistance.
thank you. Well,
And
you guys that buy the replays, there's your evidence right now. There's what your replays go for people that are on fixed incomes that can't that just don't have the extra money. Your replays help to make this available for the rest of the world. So thank you for those that purchase the replays, and thank you for those that don't purchase the replays that just come. Thank you,
the
Patricia.
20% may help.
Oh, good. Yes. Well, that was my daughter Lindsay's idea. She said, Dad, it'd be great if we had these surveys filled out so people can kind of, let us know how the conference is doing, and it'll really help us that way. And what if we give them a 20% discount on the replays? So that was Lindsay and Marie's idea.
Please
And
thank your daughter.
I will. Yep. She's here. She's right here watching in the background. Thank
Okay.
you.
And also, I'll be here next year, or I would love you to do it twice a year. And of course,
We
it
stopped
won't
doing that.
help.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
But we'll be back next November and we'll do it again.
I'll be here.
Okay.
Thank you
We
so
we
much.
do other things at the Center for Awakening. We do free things. Every week we do free things. So go to the Center for Awakening and check out
I
the
would. I will.
Awaken or CFA Live, and then check out the Evolve member area. And if you fill out that survey, Lindsay, Patricia, go ahead and grab that survey and fill it out, and we'll be in touch with you.
And I
Okay.
know Keith Kavanagh also has some kind of a Zoom thing that he does, and I think it's free. But if it's not, it's a super low price. But almost all the teachers also, for everyone here, is like, it's just reach out to someone and say, I'd like to join. And then, for me, like for everyone to really check out the presenter page. Like I saw someone said, I've signed up for everyone's email list. And because even though the conference is over,
I'm sorry to interrupt you. What page were you referring to, Lisa?
when you get your email and it says the session is starting, like you can click on any of those links. It'll take you to the main website, and at the top of the page you'll see speakers, schedule,
Right.
something else at the top there. So you can just click on speakers or schedule, and that website will be up for
Yeah,
a while.
it'll take you right to their to their page and to their website.
And also to the survey, right?
Yeah, I think they
no,
dropped it in the chat board.
the survey is dropped in the chat board, so pick it up in the chat and save it. And then if you have any questions about it, just write to info@purepresenceproductions.com.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Blessings upon you.
Thank you, Patricia.
It was meant to be.
Yes, it definitely was.
Thank you.
Alex.
Hello, I just wanted to thank both of you for your time and generosity. I had an experience 2 years ago that I kind of fell into, and it has changed my life in ways that I I can't quite explain. And Lisa, I listened to you on YouTube again yesterday, and things have just been falling away. Habits have been falling away. But the thing that I've taken away from this experience is that I feel like I'm part of a community, because unless you've had that experience, it's very difficult to explain and very difficult to find connections. So I'm extremely happy, and if I can ever be of service in any way, behind the scenes, just please let me know.
Wow, thank you so much.
Thank you, Alex. That's awesome.
Really appreciate it.
This is a community experience, and it doesn't end right here. Just get on the mailing list, and we, like I said to Patricia, we have free stuff happens every week, and it is we have it right now. I think 5 days a week. Next year we're going to at least 3 days. We may add 2 more spots just for a plug-in, and then we have our Evolve member area. We have most of the teachers that are here. Angelo was our first speaker last year. Louise Kay is our first speaker next year. Then we have Jenny Beal. If Jenny Beal is like Francis and Rupert in a woman's body. And she's a very realized being, and she takes you all the way to knowing and understanding your true nature. As will and Lisa Natoli, my wife here, she's one of our teachers for a month. So if you go and Evolve, we have a new teacher every month, and that's another community. But that one's a member area. That one costs like either $39 a month or $3.99 a year. And so, yeah, we'll see you. If we don't see you before, we'll see you next year then.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So much, Alex.
Thanks,
That was
Alex.
awesome. And I see people posting in the chat board just a lot of the teachers and the kind of free offerings and when they're on. And so if anybody wants to scroll through there. And also I just wanted to say, super grateful for everyone who's saying, oh my gosh, can I help? Can I volunteer? So for anyone who's feeling that way, if you can just send an email to info@Center for Awakening, right?
Yeah.
Center for
Info
Awakening
at centerforowakening.org that's a direct link to a woman that's worked for us for 10 years. Her name is Lori, and she is super amazing, and she handles all of that incoming mail. She gets it to me or Lisa or wherever it needs to go. That's info at centerforowakening.org.
And
And
it's also in the emails.
Kieran, is it
Hi,
Kieran?
Karen.
Did I say that right?
Hi. Pleased to meet you both. And again, a big words of gratitude for a fantastic conference, very enlightening, and I'm sure it will expand. I just want to, before I share one of my experiences, no, I'll just go straight into it. So on the first day, I participated in the dyads with Dan Smith, and to get into it really deeply, especially with some of the other participants. And I think the 5 hours primed me ready for Helen Hamilton's session straight afterwards. And she went in to talk about stillness. So as the meditation progressed, I was able to actually descend into that stillness and experience it deeply. I seemed to go to a place where all questions and answers existed, but at the same time, I didn't need the answers anymore. I didn't need the answers to any of the questions. Although the questions were there, and some of the questions were answered for me, but I remained there in sort of a place of peace, equanimity, and rest. And it was absolutely beautiful. And it stayed with me for quite a while until well, until I had to go to bed. So, but it was a very deep and moving experience. So I just want to share that. And that I think, as I say before, I think I was primed and ready from the dyads for, I was open to that experience, which Helen took me into.
Nice.
So thank you.
Thank you, Karen. Well, Karen, I had the same experience from because I hosted her, and that was a deep meditation experience that she brought us all into. It wasn't you, it didn't just happen for you. It happened for I left there totally as her host, and usually I keep my eyes open. I'm watching the board and the activity, but I went deeply into that same it was a deep samadhi type experience. It was awesome. Yeah. Good. I'll let Helen know that. Thanks, Karen.
Well, thank you.
Okay. Okay, let's see. Carol Roblin, what are you doing? Good to see you. I've been watching
Hi,
you all weekend.
really?
Oh yeah, I see. I know who you are. It's like your favorite car or your favorite color. Yeah,
Yeah, well, this was
yeah.
like my favorite 3 days.
Nice.
I know it's like repeat over the last couple of, but it's really hard to say what stood out for me because it was just everything stood out for me. I think to the point where after doing the dyads, well, even during the dyads, it was pretty much conclusive that all of experience, it's just all meant to bring us to know what we are. And that's just feeling the peace and love. And it's got nothing to do with personalities. It's got nothing to do with, it's there when everything else isn't, when it's not being paid attention to. Like it's a palpable connection. And it's pretty mind-blowing, and sort of started from the get-go with Rupert and Swami G, Swami has been with me from the get-go with Muji. So that was such an incredible treat, because I didn't even know if I'd be available to do this till like just days before. So yeah, everyone had a huge impact on my experience of, I can't even really explain it, but what it's really all about. And just the dance from the peace of it to the excitement and of the joy, just back and forth. Keith was not at all what I expected. And I have to say, his candor and just, he didn't let up. Like he just kept going back to the absolute, which quite often I've found teachers don't want to touch on because it might be too out there. And yet it was exactly what this needed to hear and sink into. And that was so incredible because it didn't even feel so much like ACIM. It just felt like the most amazing non-duality teacher.
Yeah.
That it was startling for me. And I just, thank you really isn't enough. And thank you to everybody.
Thank you so much, Carol. That was
Yeah.
amazing.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Carol.
for me,
and
like my favorite part was Swamiji. Like if I had to pick one takeaway, like that Bill's question at the end there, and he purposely left that question till the end to ask them about politics and the current state of the United States and all of that. And Swamiji's answer, oh man, that was the best ever because he's from India. You know, he's like, I'm living in New York City. I'm from India. And he was saying, you know, 1,000 years in the city and 1,000 years in the forest, it's all the same. And he's saying, you know, it's so interesting, this culture that we live in right now where everyone's on social media and everyone's got this access to telephones and you know, cell phones, computers. He goes, you don't have to respond to things. You don't have to everyone thinks like I have to say something. I have to join the conversation. I have to give my 2 cents. He's like, you don't have to do any of that. So to me, that was my biggest takeaway because he really was just that reminder of just like, we don't have to get involved with it. Like it's just,
exactly.
Yeah.
You just reminded me of something really significant, and then I'll let it go. Whoever, I can't remember who it was that was saying that, you know, with the political decision and how it's a blessing in that it's fast tracking things. And yeah, I mean, everything, there's 2 sides to everything that happens.
Yeah.
And it's just that was pretty incredible. And it just, at that moment, I felt like, yeah, this is the big shadow work coming up. Big time shadow work. It's
Pauline said in the chat, Born, that was James Twyman.
Okay.
Yeah, he did the
Awesome.
He was the main teacher that talked about and used the political scene as a place of another perspective and using it for healing. It was
absolutely.
It was brilliant.
Yeah, it was, and another beautiful introduction to an incredible soul. So thank you for that too. Anyway,
well, he's a dear friend of ours. He actually comes and stays in our guest room sometimes. He's a beautiful friend of ours. Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, that was. Thank you for.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anyways,
so everyone, Carol is one of the Evolve members, and she and Nancy Ouellette, who is also Canadian, they're doing a book study all next year with using Jean Klein, a couple of books. And so they're going to have a class. Is that class on Fridays? Yeah, that class is on Fridays. And at what time is it? Is it at 12?
12 noon.
12 noon on Fridays, and it's free. So thank you, Carol, for those comments. But Carol, just so appreciate everything that you bring to the Center for Awakening. Also, Carol, you are a plus for all of us. Thank you. Okay, Pauline.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, good. So, yes, this is the first time I've actually really attended a whole lot of sessions because I live in Greece and the hours are quite challenging. So I've been going to bed at like 3 a.m. But yeah, I belong to another group with Glenn Hoverman, who published.
Oh yeah, we know Glenn.
You know,
yeah, we're good. And Muffy, yeah, sure.
And Murphy, yeah. So I go to another one with him on Mondays, and that's 3 a.m. So anyway, I just wanted to say it was worth every lack of sleep. It was just so beautiful.
Nice.
And I mean, I'm definitely, the 20% off is going to be great. But yeah, I'm going to have to get those replays because you introduced me. I only listened to a few of the sessions, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but Helen Hamilton, this introduced me to Helen. And my goodness, she just took it away from me. I mean, just a wonderful lady.
Yes.
Who is also actually a compatriot, but I'd never heard of her before. So thank you so much for that.
Oh, well, she's moving though. She's moving to us. She's moving to
I know,
Philadelphia,
but I
right?
am also American, so there you
Okay.
go.
So
I
you're,
lose
yeah,
nobody.
yeah.
And
Thank
yeah,
you so
your
much,
time-
Pauline, for saying that. I love Helen Hamilton too. And the other thing I just want to put out there is if you really love someone, like I encourage you to go to their social media accounts and send them a message because often we don't think of it. We don't think of it. We're like, oh yeah, they must hear from everyone. And often we don't hear from anyone, like how the teaching landed. And so I know that if you're on social media or you want to email one of the presenters and just say thank you, and I just know that that will be super appreciated. I've told Helen.
I do try to, and I do, because I have had
Oh,
quite a bit
wonderful.
of contact with them. But thank you. And while I'm about it, you did years ago, you did 40 days
Mhm.
from the Course in Miracles, and I attended that. And I don't think I thanked you then. Maybe I did, but I doubt it. And so thank you for that, because it was wonderful.
Thank you so much, Pauline. The only reason I say it is because often if I know the teachers and I hear things in this 90 minutes, I go tell them, I go straight to my social media. And I remember like last year, a couple of people mentioned Helen and I wrote to her and she was blown away. She hadn't heard anything. She didn't know how it landed when she left the session and she was just thanking me up and down for telling her. And so yeah, just a quick note if for anyone, if you think of it, is always appreciated.
That's lovely, because actually, one tends to think that these wonderful self-realized beings don't need that sort of thing. But of course, we all like to have, I mean, it's such a connection when one of these bodies thanks the other body. It's just really lovely. And yeah, so many wonderful people. I always love Rupert Spira, and introduced this time to Swami Ji, who was lovely. And then Muji, oh my God, that film.
Oh yeah.
I came away the phrase polishing the consciousness. Oh my goodness, he just
That was a amazing session. I had no idea what I was receiving. They sent it to me because I've been connecting with Muji because we want to go film, we want to go interview him for Awakening Mind Films, and they sent me that film to watch so I could see, where Muji's teaching is today. And I watched it and it was like, oh my God, I need to share this in the conference. And
so
so he let me do it. And in fact, there's three favorites that somehow I don't know how the platform tells us the favorite talks for the conference, but the highest, the most liked was Muji's film, Keith Kavanagh, and James Twyman. Those are the three most popular sessions of the conference. But there were so many that you really need the replays if you want to have the highest benefit. You get to watch them for a year and you can download and listen to them for the rest of your life.
No, absolutely.
So,
and to make this platform, as so many have said before, so beautifully, it's just this connection that is felt here. And we're after this whole understanding that of this connection, that actually there is only one. And what wonderful reflections these are. And then, then you can go from that place of assuredness to loving and accepting all those others who maybe don't share your ideas, but you love them because they are all just part of you.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
well, thank you,
so
Pauline.
much.
Blessings on. Hey, Pam's in the house. Hi, Pam.
Hey, Bill. Hey, Bill. Yeah. Gosh, let me first start out by saying I don't know how I stumbled upon your material. As you know, I was studied not studied because he's not really out there as a teacher, but I followed Angelo until I had my first big shift. And then I think because I live in such a part of the country that, well, just not a part of the country where you see a lot of people into this. And so I started getting a little of that lonely feeling of no community and just looking for some type of community because we are human beings and we do love community. And so for some reason I stumbled upon you and I don't even know how. So I'll go ahead and send my information for if you need help or with anything, I'll send that to the email that you shared. I wrote that down. As
good.
far as gosh, things that I took away. I didn't see Mooji's presentation. I couldn't watch that, but Locke Kelly surprised me. I'd never looked at Locke Kelly's stuff before. Didn't even know if he was a legit teacher. I'd heard his name, of course, a billion times in the industry, but I was really taken aback by just the down-to-earthness of his teaching, such as is Angelo's. And I've heard some of Rupert's stuff, and that was typical of the Rupert stuff I've heard. And then Swami G, gosh, who's not to love him? I mean, oh my goodness, he just resonates. Comedy, down to earth, boots on the ground, legit teacher. And then you were talking about giving accolades on social media to those people, and gosh, Lisa, you just resonate a realized being. Just amazing. I could not wait to see your section. I didn't even know who you were either. And then I was like, oh, wait, she's married to Bill. Okay, this is interesting, so just getting to know you guys. And wow, it's been amazing. And Lisa, you can just tell how realized you really are and what a wonderful teacher you are and how practical and real. You can see the guy that got upset over maybe the false teachings or cult type teachings he's had in the past. And it's just so clear when you have a teacher that's really resonating the truth. So I appreciate you guys because that's both just very clear that you're resonating the truth of the matter. And so I'll send that email. Thank you guys. It's been wonderful feeling that community. And thank y'all.
Yeah,
thank you so much, Pam. Yeah, really appreciate that.
Yeah, and your involvement is important in the community, and I love seeing you show up. So it's mutual.
Thank you.
Okay, let's see who's next.
Monique.
Hi.
Hi, Monique.
Thank you so much. I really want to say you are incredible, both of you, Lisa and Bill. You are incredible, and you invite incredible people. I'm amazed and I'm so grateful of the people you invite to show the teaching. It's unbelievable. There's so much love and there's so much integrity with everybody. And I'm just like blew up my mind. I'm so amazed. I was so surprised. And I want to say that Dan Schmidt, I've been following him since I saw him. I've been doing his meditation every day, twice every morning, 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock. And this is unbelievable what it's coming to me, what is happening with those meditation. I've never really meditated before. And I realize how much important it is for me anyway, how much it's changing everything. It's making things moving. It's opening up so much. And Louise Kay, I'm following Louise Kay also every week. Every weekend, she does the meditation. And Bill, I want to say thank you to you for inviting Keith for teaching the Course in Miracle. It was amazing. It was unbelievable how he came out with the right words and how comfortable he was in his teaching.
Yeah.
And how sure, like what he was explaining, and he was part of him, like you could see that.
Yes.
So I'm so grateful for that. I'm so
Yeah.
grateful for, and the integrity that you guys have and the love that you put in that. I was starting to write a text saying that the service that you gave to humanity was unbelievable. And then I don't know why I erased it. And right away you came up with that's who you are. You want to teach people. You want people to know what you know. You want people to open up, to know that there is more than when they think they are. And you desire for that. That's what I am very happy to see. I admire that, like in you, and you go for it, and you're not afraid to put it up and do it. And so that's helped me too.
Thank you so much, Monique. That was awesome. Well, what you just said at the end there is so funny to me, because Bill's the one that's like the visionary. Like, to me, Bill is the get it. He has the vision and then he goes with it. And because I've been with him so long, I don't resist anymore. But there was a couple years there where he would have this idea for something big that would cost a lot of money. And I'm like, you can't do that. He's like, well, I'm gonna. And so I've learned like since then that Bill, when he has an idea, just get out of the way, and it's like unfolds so perfectly. And like the one thing I also wanted to say, Monique, what you just said, is the whole thing on meditation, because I'm going to do a shout out to you, Bill, because those morning opening sessions, and that's when I first started seeing, because Bill would do this sort of the upcoming day and the schedule, and thank you all for being here. And I had the gallery open, and it was like the second Bill, it was almost like he was going to close the session, and he's like, let's just do a short meditation. And it's like, it was like every single one of us just like sunk right into it. I saw everyone being like, and stayed right there. And it's like, in this busy world with all this activity and bells and whistles, I think this is what everyone wants, is the quiet. The connection, the meditation, the remembering the truth. So, shout out to you, Bill Furry, even though you weren't one of the presenters, because I just love your morning meditations. They were so
I
clear,
don't have.
so good.
Thank you.
I love
Yeah.
your voice.
Thank you.
I remember
Thank you both.
Lisa, that you're talking about. This is true.
Yeah.
That was maybe yesterday morning and this morning. That was beautiful, the meditation. So thank you
Thank you, dear. Love you, honey.
I love you.
Okay, let's see. Bill Kay, come on down. Love you, man.
Guys,
What are you doing?
Bless. I'm so happy. You're so
Hey,
happy I made it.
Bill Kay, I'm so glad you're not flat on your back this year. You're sitting up. You're looking good.
So grateful. No pain. Been out of pain almost ever since shortly after, and just
Fantastic.
along and giving thanks every moment.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you showed up this year. I was happy to see you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love seeing you too. Bill's been with us since that first conference. You were in every session. You were like always there for all the community gatherings. And so to me, like when I saw you come into the room this morning, I was like, yo, it's Bill. Thank you so much, my
All
brother.
right.
I was so happy to get notified to be here today, and it was so easy to just sign up and just be here, and there was no glitches. It's come so far, and it's such a pleasure. So grateful. I have 3 takeaways. Like, okay, the guys that I got to see today, Jenny, Bill, Angelo, and Eshwar, wow, they were great sessions. I just loved them so much. And Jenny, both of them, Jenny and Angelo Dilullo, their beginning meditations got me into the place where I had no questions. I had no questions. I raised my hand so that in case I would have a question by the time came, but it didn't. The meditations got me into that beautiful place, and I'm so grateful. The three takeaways I have, one from Jenny, is that we, our body, cannot be an object of the awareness. So I'm using that and remembering that. And when I'm understanding awareness, if it's including my body, well, I'm not in the right place. And that is a nice, great key takeaway there from Jenny. Eshwar, we look, we observe, and we deconstruct and let it go. And it's like not holding on. All of the teachers were showing me how not to hold on or put any value on what could be thinking in my head, because any part of what is thinking in my head isn't part of the true awareness. And I'm walking away from this conference with that in my heart and in my mind. Angelo, just stop the thinking. Just stop. Stop. Take your thoughts, throw them on like you're throwing ice on a fire, and let them go, and keep practicing that. Thank you, Angelo. Thank you all. I'm so blessed to be in your presence.
And
Thank
us
you
yours,
so much,
Bill.
Bill.
Love you, brother.
Looking good.
Yeah. Right on. Okay, Lonnie. Hey, Lonnie, come on down. Let's see. Where's your spotlight? Is that you? Hi, Lonnie.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, good.
Actually, you're wonderful. I have to say that to you.
I accept.
Your morning meditation, I'm usually up at the crack of dawn. And so for me, it came right in time after my prayers. And it set me right where I needed to be to walk the day with all of you. I had no idea what to expect. This is my first time here. And I'm so glad I had no idea what to expect, because it left me open to absolutely everything. I've always strayed away from like teachers and type names and labels, had a lot of labels hung on me through some years. And as it turned out, what the Creator gave me was 6 years of solitude and caregiving. And just doing this with myself as I walked my mother out to the end of her life. It was the greatest gift I've ever received. The most sacred thing I've ever been a part of. And today, when I can never remember his name, like I keep calling him Ash in the last group.
Yes. Eshwar, yeah.
When he's posed the question of, I don't remember if it was to the group or to that one person, I think it was to the group. Why are you here? Well, it kind of dropped me back to last night because I watched Muji.
Oh.
And I meditated through listening to him. And then I sat here in my chair and had an hour-long release of tears that I hadn't been able to release. So I'm just so grateful for that. But why I came here, I wasn't searching for anything. I wasn't looking for anything. What I got was this huge influx of validation for the walk that I've been on. And I kept asking into the universe, is this how it is? And I kept getting back yes. But here in the workshops and listening, I got that again. And I listened to the way life talks to me. So why I was here was not really looking for anything. I didn't think, although I found something. Why I came was for the resonance, for the frequency of love, of choosing not to be in fear. That's why I came. And I'm so grateful that I did. I will be back. In any way I can help, I'm on board. I'm going to be doing some research because I live in Florida where there's a lot of people very unhappy and ready to engage in fear. And my only message has been that our only job now is to maintain our resonance and walk forward. And this was so confirmed here, that if we stand in love, there's nothing that can touch us. And I'm so grateful.
Mm.
Lonnie, you are now my official favorite takeaway from the conference. No, seriously, I had chills the whole time you were expressing all of that, and just feeling like when you talk about the 6 years of solitude and caregiving for your mother, like right now, I'm just like this energetic, like chills, and I feel like emotional, not like it just feels like when you're speaking, like I feel you, like I feel what you're expressing. And this thing of like this, there are a lot of people in fear right now. And it's just that remembrance that we're here as this resonance.
I've had a lifetime of hiding and of not letting people know in truth of who I was and how I existed. And these 6 years have been about me coming to understand the divine being that I am. And now that my mother, I've completed my contract time with her and she's moved on, all I'm getting is that it's time, it's time, it's time.
It is time. Beautiful.
Nice.
I love that.
Thank you, Lonnie.
Thank you.
Blessings, honey. There's a comment in the chat. The Muji will be in the replays in the replay package. They gave us a license to use that. We can't download the video, but you can download the audio, and it will be in the replay package to watch on our platform for a year. So let's see. Razi, my brother from another mother, same father.
Thank you all so much. I just realized just during this week, looking at the calendar, what the time slots are, which people to go to, and I just realized I almost took it for granted, like all these things were happening. And I remember a time, quite a long time ago, where I've been on this path for a long time and feeling so alone and thinking it's not going to happen for me. I don't know anybody like me. What I'm trying to do, I didn't even know what I was trying to do. I just had an orientation towards the truth. And I had made up my mind and I decided that before I die, I want to experience God myself, not from a book, not reading about that in my faith, in my religion, not worshiping something. I just made that commitment and I had no clue what that meant and how long it would take and what that journey would look like. That was a long time ago. And it's just been getting bits and pieces, floundering, being like in a desert, like a thirsty man just looking for water and getting mirages. So I just realized just so grateful like what was available, that like-minded people that are orienting towards knowing their true nature. And then I realized how special it was that this even exists, that it did not exist where I was when I started my search. It just did not exist. And I had so many different insights. The biggest one was it's a flip of my own attitude that this is hard, it's complicated. What do I need to do? I'm broken. I need to fix myself. Like all of those things, it became clear I'm not any of them. I'm not any of them, and there's nothing to fix. And it's sort of a paradigm shift. So much energy was in trying to fix something and not being able to fix it. It's just more like if like everything happened for me. Everything that's coming up, it just needs to be bathed in love and beingness, just to be with it. That's my job, just to be with love. And I realized, I thought I had to love, and they were two different things. And now it's directly seeing that it's just different words. It's just being and love, like everything is the same thing. And so all these things and the momentum just building, and there's just so much. So I just want to thank you all for doing the work that you do. And I felt very safe enough to that I invited my wife also, Bushra, that's also on the call, that I knew whatever this community was, that she would be okay to be in this space. So just want to thank you for the people you chose and the work you do. Makes us feel safe to explore and be ourselves. And even the person you invited that may have a difference of opinion or was frustrated was given space. So that gives me respect to you, Bill, that people can be themselves and we're allowed to express ourselves and then see ourselves in it also.
Thank you, Razi.
Thank you for the work that you guys do. And thanks for having Dan here.
Yeah, we love that guy.
Here in the Dan's retreat. So, and Lisa, I took your course earlier too. So.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Rob. That was amazing what you just expressed. I loved it.
Yeah. And I was in one of Bushra's sessions in Dan's breakouts, and I was glad to see her. Now you're going to be a dad, and it was nice to see her, nice and healthy and looking good. Yeah, really good. All right, man. Thank you. Thanks for coming. Glad to see you. All right, Melanie. No, Alice. Melanie's next. Alice. Hey, welcome. You can't unmute. Let me see if I can help you. Will that unmute you? Okay. Nope.
Yeah, that did it. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't unmute. Yeah, I really truly thank you. Because my experience throughout the weekend, I also did, like one other person just spoke, that took the whole weekend off, pretty much dedicated it to this, to listening as much as I could and being a part of it. And the meditation was very, very, the meditations that I experienced in many of the sessions just got deeper and deeper. But I agree with whoever said that well, of course, Rupert Spira is a longtime favorite of mine. I really enjoyed, what I enjoyed most about that session was the interaction between the two. It was just gorgeous. It was absolutely, I don't know, they just kind of flowed. It was such a beautiful flow. That's what I enjoyed the most about that. But then I went into that 5-hour session an hour late, not knowing quite what was going on. I knew nothing what they were doing. In fact, when I was trying to get in, I thought, well, why aren't they letting me in? Like, this is really strange. Usually get right in, right? Well, evidently they were in a breakout room at that time. So they just left me out there. And that was fine. I got in and I realized, oh, they just came back from a breakout room. Uh-oh, this is breakout rooms. Maybe I don't want to do this,
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I thought, uh-oh. Well, then I listened what they were doing, and they went in, I think, 3 more times. I missed the first one. So I think it's 2, 3, and 4. And by the 4th one, I was really like, wow. I mean, the first one, we were kind of like, we don't know what we're doing. And the second one that I did was the 3rd one they all did. We were pretty good. But the last one, what I experienced was there was one other person in the room, which was fabulous. And she was from Denmark. And we had 40 minutes for the 2 of us. So we're like, well, do we do 20 minutes each? Or, we just kind of decided we do 10, 10, 10, 10, right? That experience was an experience that I will never forget with her. It was so synchronistic. We were absolutely like, it was, I don't know, it flowed the same way that the Rupert thing flowed. I just felt this flow between her expression and my expression. And it was like, because I felt that same way with Rupert. I felt like one kind of spoke and then the other kind of pulled it. It was just kind of like, I don't know, it was just like something beautiful. It's like making music or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And so I really enjoyed that session with Dan. I had never done any kind of meditation like that. I've done meditation for 50 years because I learned back in the 70s when TM was so big. I'm sure we all aware of that. But and then I've studied other different for 50 years. But anyway, that's neither here nor there, because the love that I'm feeling from the people that are sharing right now, like every single person that has just shared, has felt like heart. It felt like speaking from a heart, complete heart. And I was tearing up a lot of times during each of them, especially Lonnie, because I have not grieved the passing of my mother, and it was a long time ago. It was 9 years ago. And I know I haven't shed those tears. I don't know when I will. But anyway, so that was really, I felt that really, really strongly. And then Lisa, last but not least, the session today with you, I'm gonna go back. In fact, I've told a couple of friends of mine we're gonna go back and listen together. We're gonna try to figure out a way for us, the three of us, to listen together, because it felt to me a really important, I don't know, it just really spoke to me, and I wanted to be able to tell you that. And I didn't raise my hand until somebody made me, I don't know, somebody was talking. Oh, Pam was the one that got me to raise my hand, because I wasn't gonna do it. I wasn't gonna raise my hand. But it feels like, for me, what I experienced was I have discernment. Like I have this discernment to express this in whatever way it's expressed through me. So I have that discernment myself, which I hadn't really felt until this weekend, like that really strong sense that I see the integrity, I see the authenticity. Like there was a lot of authenticity and love. And I'll end on this note. A teacher of mine recently wrote a letter, and the last thing he wrote was, take nothing seriously except love. And that's what I felt this whole weekend, was just the total, it was that. So thank you for everything. And I feel the same way everybody said. If there's anything I can do to help, I feel that same way. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alice. I so appreciate that. And I think the reason I love all these teachers that kind of Bill and the team have sort of handpicked is that each one brings like the high of the expression of the truth and humanity. It's like, I know Dan Schmidt through Bill, and I know Rupert Spira, and I know all the teachers personally, and none of them say it's an illusion. None of them just sort of do the spiritual affirmation thing. It's like they know the truth and they're so present for whatever comes in. And it's that expression, what you said, is that each one of us is going to be the resonance and the expression in our own way. And that's the freedom. That's the awakening.
Yeah.
It's not like to try to be like someone else, or I need to be like someone in India. I need to be like, I get to be myself. I know what I am. The love, the gentleness, the presence, all of that. And that's like such a beautiful thing to hear all the different teachers and to realize
Yes.
like, oh, okay, we're
Well,
all
one thing I wanted to say, just that it's what you said is just so spot on, because it's a question I've been asking for a very, very long time. Knowing the truth and experiencing the truth are two different things. And so for me, it came not through the mind, but just through I felt it was like all of the things that I've studied throughout the many years felt correct. So I had that discernment, but I didn't realize I had it till this weekend. Like I thought, wow, you've always had that. It's always been there. The discernment's always been there. And then I've been asking for like about a year or over, like, how do I live life? Because you're going to live life. Like life, I don't want life to change. I'm still enjoying it here and what's happening. So I want to, how do I think it says in the Bible to be in this world, but not of the world.
Yeah, that's what it means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember being at a Rupert Spira retreat with Bill, and somebody said, "How can I want to be like you, Rupert?" And Rupert goes, "Do you want to know how I'm feeling right now?" Because he'd been doing a session like for 5 days, and he goes, "I'm a little bit tired. I'm hungry." What else did he say, Bill? Like
he said, "My foot itches. I want to
foot-
scratch it, and it feels like a little bit warm in here." So, I mean, she was elevating him to a very high place.
I just want to be, and he goes, "You really want to know how I am right now from my own experience?" And
Yeah.
I'm a little bit hungry. And he was eating, he'd eat with us. Like I'm thinking, okay, he's just given me a demonstration of the end of the whole guru thing of just be yourself. Come as you are, be what you are. And it's no bells and whistles. There's nothing special about it. Yeah, Bill, what you were going to say something?
I don't know. I lost it.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Thank you,
Thank you,
Alice.
Thank
Alice.
you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate
Thank
it
you.
too. All right. Let's see. We have Mel. Mel's in the house. So I want to tell you a little bit about Mel. She comes to she comes to the book studies. We're in chapter 15 of Angelo's book Awake that Susan Telford started, but I'm loving it. I mean, I'm so loving it. But Mel, she comes to all the book study classes, and she comes to all of Jenny's classes that are going to end at the end of December. She's going to stop doing her weekly classes. But Mel is just a beautiful soul in Evolve community. And Mel, I just love you so much. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. I'm just had to put in my voice of gratitude because this whole community has meant just so much to me. And I know these sessions are just invaluable and will forever be with me. I love the Keith Kavanagh. That was he just boiled down such clarity for the Course of Miracles. Just amazing. And Muji was phenomenal, and Helen Hamilton, and I just also Jenny Beal. I just can never miss Jenny Beal's input.
Yeah.
Also behind the scenes, I get a little peek of it behind the scenes, and I can't say Lindsay and Maria and Lori and you two. It's just phenomenal what you do behind the scenes, the administrative side that no one sees. It was flawless, and the time and energy you put in is just amazing. I don't know how you guys seem to get energized each day. You seem to even pick up energy. I don't know how you've been going strong for days, and I know Bill's taking up tomorrow even. It's just you just are phenomenal. So I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be here and to share.
Thank you so much, Melanie.
No, thank you, honey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where the energy comes from either. It just comes from within. And yes, I'm actually driving tonight after this. When we sign off, I'm going to Connecticut, and I'm going to interview Swamiji tomorrow in New York City. For
At
our
9:30 in the
documentary
morning.
film.
I'm over here laughing because I'm like, because I think he's
Yeah.
leaving New York. He's going away. So the only opportunity that they could film him is
It's tomorrow
morning at 9:30.
Yeah.
So
So
Bill's
anyway,
like, okay, we're going.
we're
So
going.
he's
Yeah.
got his suitcase already in the car. I've packed a food bag for his coffee and cereal, and he's gonna at 6:30. It'll be a quick kiss.
Yeah.
Love
I'll
you,
be
babe. And
on the way.
he'll be
Yeah.
home tomorrow
Yeah.
night.
So Lori is actually going to admin for me in Jan Frazier's class tomorrow. And everything happens and it's all good. And the energy does come from within. I don't take any kind of medication or speed or anything. I do like coffee. Yeah. Mel, I just love that you're so involved, and I appreciate the way you show up as an awakened being. I've seen you have your awakening, Mel, and it's obvious, and we just keep going deeper with each other. Thank you, honey. All right. Who's next? Let's see. We have Indigo. Well, we have 5 minutes left, so we need to keep it short because I literally need to get in my truck and drive as soon as we sign off. Hey, Indigo, come on down.
Hi, I just want to say so much how I just love being here. And oh yeah, I can't always remember like what I'm trying to say, but yeah, I just love being here and I just love these teachings. So that's really just what I want to say. And I love these conferences and yeah. So
Thank you so much, Indigo. We love you. I love you. I
Yes,
mean, it's
we
just
do.
a joy for me to know you all these years, to see where you started, where you are now, just a total expression of love and appreciation every time you come on. And I just love you so much. And so I just want to thank you with all my heart.
Yeah.
thank you.
Same here, honey. Okay, Patty. Hey, Patty.
I don't think it's Patty. How do you pronounce your name?
Oh, did I say
That's
it?
it. It's
Oh, it
Patty?
is? Oh, okay.
It's just spelled weird.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
a former singer. So anyway, well, I just wanted to say a couple things, and I'm struggling just a little bit with my speech right now because I had a stroke a couple years ago, but that's not a big deal. I started really delving into my spirituality back in the 90s, and it started with a book that someone gave me called Spiritual Awakening, Sanaya Roman. And the next thing to happen was a friend of mine turned me on to the Science of Mind community. It's a church that's now called Center for Spiritual Living. I delved a little bit into a course, but it didn't land with me and stick because while I was trying to make all physical things, objects in a room impersonal, I had an infant sucking at my breast and it stopped there for me. I was not able to kind of I wasn't able to get that concept. I've been meditating off and on for many years. Since my stroke, I started having more time. Yay! And started meditating very deeply and ran across the Awakening film. And in that film, you were in the film, Lisa. And the two things that I want to really say here are your presence in that film and the words that you said, that you had been studying A Course in Miracles, like that was your whole life. And you kept missing it. You kept missing it. There was something about that. No, you said, I just didn't get it. There was something about that that just grabbed my heart because that's like, I feel like I've been sitting on the edge for years, for many years. And this year I was delving into more meditation and having some experiences that I won't go into here. But what I heard from almost every teacher here in this conference was stop trying, basically. Like, just relax. It was just a big relief to my soul that I don't have to struggle with this. I can just let this reveal itself to me.
I'm putting one foot in front of the other. That's all I have to do. I don't have to know where I'm going because I can't know. It's not possible. So I really want to thank you for that message of just stop trying. Stop trying. It's so helpful. That's all I wanted to say. And I really appreciate everybody that presented and everybody that spoke and everybody that I was in groups with, everybody that I participated in the dyad work with. I have gained so much this weekend and I love you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Patty. I got chills the whole time
Patty.
you were
Yeah.
speaking also. And yeah, that's just it. We're all coming to this place, but we're realizing everything that all our attempts to analyze, control, transform, heal, find, seek, get, receive, all the doing. It's just like, I don't have to do that anymore. It's just being. It's just like, it's the recognition. I don't have to try anymore. I don't have to resist what's coming up in the body. I don't have to resist how a stroke, how perfect expression. If you hadn't said anything, and it doesn't matter, say it or not say it, but you wouldn't even know. Because that's how it is. When something is coming forth, it's the recognition of like, oh, this isn't what I am. And
yeah,
thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, last one, and then we'll be done. And thank you for, hey, Saboteur. Yeah, I've been seeing you all weekend. Love you, brother. Blessings to you.
Thank you, Jim. Bill. It's been an amazing. This is my first conference that I've come to, and I'm in Australia, so my conference starts at 9:45 at night time. So I'm kind of up in my lounge, and sometimes I fall over and fall asleep. But it's been, I think, the first two speakers have set the volume of the whole, set the volume dial to high on the whole conference. It's kind of kept me awake for most of it. And for me, Keith Kavanagh was really speaking to me really loudly. I've been following Helen since for 5 years now, and Helen Hamilton, I mean, and what he said there was really spoke to me. And someone mentioned he's very direct and uncompromising. I love that directness, and also approaching the ego with love and reverence. And I think if we don't do that, then the situation becomes too difficult. And I think with that open curiosity and love and reverence, I think was the main message I got from Kevin. And I'm going to see a lot more of him, I think. And look, thank you, Bill and Lisa, for all you do. And thank you to the team as well. So it's a wonderful worldly waking up together. And I think what I've seen people waking up and realizing in the conference is my greatest joy. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Saboteur.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yes. Us too. And thank you for bringing yourself, and your love and your energy and I'm just, these takeaways, they ignite me. They give me this authentic energy of I don't know what it is, but it feels like I don't need any coffee to drive to Connecticut. I'm just lit up like a like a light bulb.
That's funny.
Yeah, thank you all for being
thank you.
here
I just want to also do shout out Jack Rome's in the house, Christine Kaisinger, some of our hosts. Jack says, so grateful for the whole conference and experience. Thank you everyone for being here and bringing your presence and willingness. Yeah, thank you, Jack.
Yeah.
And Christine, Dr. Christine Kaisinger, love you. Christine's been with us since the very beginning. It was a blessing to be here with all of you this weekend. And one other person I wanted to shout out is Oliver Blue, and he was one of my favorite sessions. Oliver, if you're here still, man, you are so heart-centered and so clear. And Bill and I were both there, and we just got off your session and we went down to the kitchen, get a coffee or something to eat. And we were like, oh my God,
He was
Oliver's
awesome.
amazing. He's so awesome. And so I just wanted to, if you're listening, we really just loved it. So thank you everyone for being here.
Love you all.
Love you all. Blessings to Bill as he travels to New York City. We love you. We bless you.
Until I see you now, we'll be open tomorrow. The Center for Awakening is going to be doing its thing. I think tomorrow, Jody Agard will be doing the morning. No. Jody.
Jan Fraser's on
tomorrow morning. Jan Fraser will be doing the Evolve. And different people will keep it going if I'm out of town. So thank you everyone for supporting that. And I'll see you when I see you. Bye, everyone. Thank you for being here.